part, I'm going to put a bit of glue on that bit there. And then what we do is just pop that on there like that. There we go. Beautiful. There you go. And that is part 3 put on. And now you've guessed it, part 4 is going to go on that side. So we'll just leave that there a sec. And here we have part 4, guys. And as you can imagine, we're going to have a few pieces left on this sprue for later down the line, along with the sprue, this one here, earlier in the video. So again, apply a little bit of glue in there. And we'll put some onto this detail here in a sec, but I think I've got enough going on here without bringing anything else. I think what I'm going to do now, guys, that's took me about 10 minutes to find all these plates, and you're going to see the side, the desk side cover. I'm going to put all the plates over here, and then here she is, guys. Here's the bottom layer framed. I'm going to bring this, put it over here. There's 6 lugs, and there you have your 6 holes. So what we're going to do is just carefully line that up, and then once they're lined up, they should just fit into place. Now it will be better if you've got those bolts, because then you'll have that structure to push on, and that will help a lot. BP23, it's hard to see on the camera, guys, but that's, as I've said before, that's where you get the numbers of your panels. So BP23, which is the first of the 2 vector plates we are applying now to the framework. Hey all, welcome back to the channel, Rich43. Hope you're doing good, guys. Hope you're all well. Here I am here again, guys, and my throat's about to give up on me, so I've got to crack on with this video as quick as. Doing issue 46, guys. There's the mag, there's the pack. This is going to be the biggest Millennium Falcon video so far, guys. Basically, I've got to put all the hull plating on the bottom frame. This is going to be a massive video. What I'll probably do is do a lot of off camera sorting things out, like the plates, etc., and then obviously show you bits of that and most of it, putting them on the bottom frame, because this would be a massive video, guys. But at the end of this, we will have all the lower frame with the whole plating on, which is very exciting. And as we're at issue 46, guys, we've got 4 more issues, and we are halfway to completing this build already. There's only 100 issues of this, guys, until it's fully complete, which is bonkers. So I'm not going to hang about, because I want to get on with this. This might take longer than what you'll see on the video. It's probably going to take me hours, but I'll edit that down, guys, so it's a nice little 20 minutes, 30 minute, maybe 40 minute video, depending on how we get on. So if you're not already subscribed, guys, remember to subscribe, like, also comment and share. Press that bell notification. You'll always be notified every time I put the Millennium Falcon from Fanhome or anything else up on the channel. So without further ado, guys, while my throat holds out, sit back, relax, and let's crack on with the Millennium Falcon from Fanhome. Okay then, guys, so we're going to keep this moving as quick as possible, as this is going to be a massive video, and I will show you the mag in a minute, and you'll see what I mean by that. It's going to be a chore just to get all the parts, to be fair. But anyway, I've got the mag here, I've got the parts which we'll take a look at in a sec. So let's look at the Millennium Falcon from Fanhome through the mag. Oh, bear with me, guys, my throat, my voice is about to crack and go, and then I'm going to have a problem. I'll have to do subtitles or something. But there's the mag so far. this is what we've got, which we'll go through in a minute in this week's issue. But this alone is a task in itself, guys. I've got to find all these panels which we've had way back from issue 1 and collected over the issues so far. And I think up to issue 42, we've been gaining these panels, which I've got just down here to the right of me in my drawer, which have been stored for a long time. But as you can see, this is what we've been working on the past few weeks. I'm going to be bringing that over in a minute, and we're going to be putting all these panels on. And by the end of today, guys, in this video, I'll show you what we're going to be looking at in a sec. But look at this, there's so many instructions. First of all, we're going to put the supporting framework, which basically screws what's going to lift it off the table. And then what we're going to be doing is fitting the first hull plates and screwing them onto the frame, guys. So exciting. So I mean, that alone, there's nine instructions for that, fitting the hull plate panels. And then completing the first quarter, I think there's another 9, 11. But as you can see, very busy, guys. There's not usually this many pictures of what we're going to do. Then complete the first half. So then we'll be doing all that again. So there's another 11 instructions there. By this stage, just at the top of the screen there, you can see it'll be looking like that. And then we've got to prepare the engine bay area. And then there's another 8 instructions there. And then here at the bottom, that's what we'll be looking at so far. And we're still going, guys. But last but not least, we'll be completing the assembly. And at the end of today's video, which probably will take longer than what you've seen today, is going to be looking like that. We actually will have done the first layer of plating. It'll all be complete. And then we'll carry on doing some more in the next issue, which is 47. So let me bring the parts over and we'll see what we've got. Okay then, so what you can see here, we've got part 1, 2 and 3, which is the quad laser turret BP2, which is this part. So that's where this comes in, guys. This is more of the gun which we put together, which we did, I think, in issue 1. So that's in that pack. That's 4, 6, and it's got 5, 7, 8, and 9 parts. Then we've got some screws here, and number 11 there. That's some fixing screws also. I've got some little black screws. And we've also got these parts to do with the quad laser turret, and then the laser turret window frame, which is this part here. And then we've got the laser turret mount, which is this piece here. So I'm going to clear the desk, guys, bring the frame over, and I'm going to crack on with this massive build, this massive video. So sit back, relax, guys, get your favourite beverage and snack. Let's crack on. This is where I'm at the minute. It looks carnage. Look at it. There's 21 pieces plates here, which I've just found out in my drawer in storage. They're all laid out here. And then I've got 3 vector plates, which are just at the top there. Got a bit dark up there, like the lighting's off, sorry guys, but they're just about there. So I've got to bring those down in a sec, but I think I've got enough going on here without bringing anything else. I think what I'm going to do now, guys, that's took me about 10 minutes to find all these plates and lay them out, so I know I've got the right ones, which is not too hard because I've only got 2 more plates what I'm not using as yet. So I've laid all them out here. What I think I'm going to do is put these, you're going to see the side, what the desk side cover. I'm going to put all the plates over here, and then you see, guys, here's the bottom layer framed. I'm going to bring this, put it over here. So we're working on the framework here, and obviously these are going to be over this side of the desk, so I can just keep bringing those over and applying to the framework. But guys, this is going to be a long video. Hopefully not for you guys. Once I've edited it, it will be shortened down a little bit, but this is going to probably take me a couple of days to do, not full days, but over a period of a couple of days. We're fitting the time in to film it and then edit it to a good size video for you guys. So yeah, this is where I am at the minute. Hope for the next part of this video, after this little snippet, what I'm showing you now, the framework will be here and we'll be cracking on with the first part of this week's build. Yeah, so here's the framework, guys. What I'm going to do, I'm not going to film all this, but I'm just showing you a little insight to making sure that all these screws are now nice and tight, all the black screws all around the framework. What I'm going to do is just check every screw just in case one video I didn't tighten them up enough, because the last thing you want, guys, is your Millennium Falcon framework falling apart. So I'm going to just check all these screws, guys, and then we'll get the struts, basically big bolts, what are going to go into this framework, like for example in that part there, and then it'll raise it off the desk and we'll start fitting the panels. Very exciting, guys. So yeah, I'll just get these checked and then we'll keep moving on. And basically you've got these 4 threads, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now we're not supplied M6 roofing bolts 65mm or longer at this stage. In the instructions it's saying you'll get them in issue 54, which I will put a little picture of that instruction up in a minute. Basically it's put them in these 4 points, turn it over, basically then you can just apply your panels to the framework. Now what I'm going to do then is do it freehand, like as I'm holding the camera now, freehand. If it's wobbling a little bit, I'm going to just keep twisting it over and apply the panels to each part of this frame. And then I think in 54, because we'll still be working on putting detailing on these panels, we'll then get these M6 roofing bolts 65mm long, which I'm just going to show you a screenshot now, and then we're going to fit the first of the hull panels. Okay, so here we go, guys, fitting the first hull panels. Now instruction 1 to 4, it's all about fitting this number 1 panel. Now you've got little lugs here, guys, as you can see there's 6 lugs, and there you have your 6 holes. So what we're going to do is just carefully line that up, and then once they're lined up they should just fit into place. Now it will be better if you've got those bolts, because then you'll have that structure to push on and that will help a lot. But I don't really want to wait until that long down the line and not do this part. But as you can see, that's pretty simple. You hear the click, so that's on there now. So you're going to have to bear with, guys, it's going to be coming past the camera and so on, and keep twisting it round. Just carefully move it back round. And apparently this is obviously what we're going to have to do on each panel. Keep twisting it upside down, etc. But as you can see here, that panel's nice and flush now. And you've got these 6 holes where we're going to be applying. Just get my pillbox with all the screws in. These here, which we've never used these, guys. We've not had to. So I'm going to put those just there. Then we'll get this first panel attached to the framework, which is very exciting. Now when you do this, guys, it tells you in the instructions, do not over tighten them. So just screw them till you feel the resistance, and that should be plenty. Because the last thing you want to do is break the thread in the plastic and destroy your panels. That's the first 3 screws in. Tight, but not too tight, as you can see. Brilliant. And then I'm going to just put the next 3 screws in. So exciting. And the last of the silver self-tapping screws, guys. Yeah, and that's it. First panel, and we're now underway. First panel is fitted. Brilliant. So let's not hang about, guys. Now we're going to move on to instruction 5 and 6, and we're going to take panel BP10. So now we've got the panel BP10. I think you can see that on there, guys. That's where we're getting these numbers from. And basically this triangle bit here, we're going to put these lugs so that's lined up like that. And then guess what? We're going to turn it back over and put the self-tapping screws in again. So just carefully find the holes for each lug, which you've got. Sometimes you hear a click, and then you know they're not going to fall out as you twist it round. And they are tight fit, guys. They are very tight fit, which is cool. There you go. Now we're going to flip it over again and screw that together. So yeah, turn that over. Now we've just got to put these silver self-tapping screws and connect this second of the hull panels. And believe it or not, guys, we've gone through the first 6 instructions of fitting the first hull panels. So yeah, I'm going to get these connected, screwed in. There you go then, guys. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 self-tapping screws, and that's another panel fitted. So guys, fitting this panel, that's taken us all the way to instruction 9 of fitting the first hull panels. So now we're completing the first quarter. So what we need to get now is BP09 and BP10. Yep, so here we have BP09. As you can see there, you can see the number just on the back of the panel. And we've got to put this on the other side of the frame, and this is going to be going next to BP10, which we've put on. So again, I've got to get these little lugs and put them into these holes here, and then flip it over, and again use the self-tapping silver screws to connect it to the frame. So just push that in there like that. So yeah, that's how that's looking. I'm going to flip it over and we'll screw it in. So yeah, there it is, the other way around. And then all we have to do again, guys, is screw these self-tapper screws, and remember just not to screw them in too tight, as you'll probably damage your panels. Yeah, I can't wait to see this at the end of this video, guys. Yeah, so stay tuned. I'll do you a nice little outro so you can see exactly how it looks now. The first layer of panels on the bottom frame. But yeah, this is taking a lot longer, guys, than you've seen on video. Finished, I will try and tell you the exact amount of hours. Yeah, I'm going for hours, guys, that this takes to actually do. But I'm hoping to get it into, as I said earlier, into probably an half-hour video. But yeah, I'm going to get the rest of these screws in, guys, and then we'll get the next panel. Okay then, guys, so that was instructions 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then we've got these, and this is where it's looking from the top. But a little tip it gives you in instruction 2 is make sure you've got a little lip on these panels. Just make sure it goes under the other panel, and I think that's going to go all the way around on it as well. Make sure you put it under the other panel so you've got a nice flush finish. So now that's fitted, guys, we're on to instruction 5, and we now need BP11, which is going to go between BP10 and the starboard corridor. So I'm thinking that's going to go around here somewhere. So get BP11 over and we'll get that fitted. So here we have the next panel, BP11, and what we're going to do, see, this is what I was on about, you've got like a little lip there that will go on the lip on the other panel. It's like doing a sort of little jigsaw really, guys. And all you got to do is line your little lugs up with the holes in the frame. And you'll know if you're getting it right, guys, because here, if I lift that up, that's where our mounting bolts will be going in a couple of issues time, and this will be risen off the desk then. And I would have thought then we'll be putting all other details on, etc., on the first layer of panels, but as you can see, that is now fitted. I mean, what I've contemplated doing is maybe putting all the panels on and putting all the self-tapping screws. I think that might be a bit quicker. So yeah, the next panel before we put the self-tap screws underneath is BP12. I want to basically put that just here. So just line that up. There you go. Guys, this is so easy and simple to do though. It's a bit time consuming, but it's just so therapeutic, you know. It's cool. It's putting things together, but the result is amazing. So again, make sure it's nice and flush with your other panels. Just be careful when you're pushing down because you ain't got your struts, so it could damage the framework. So for now, I'd put your hand behind like so, and then just make sure it's all nice and flush. As you can see, that looks beautiful. Go around, look at that. And now I'm going to flip it over. Okay, so you can see how it's looking from underneath. Now all we've got to do is put all the silver self-tapping screws in the panels, which we haven't done already. So you've got one there, and then all down this side, all around here where we've not put any Let me just look where I'm looking. I'm losing track where I'm going to here. There, there, and there. And this is the other panel we put in a few minutes ago. So I'm going to get these screws in, guys, and then we'll move on to the next panel, whatever's been fitted to the framework. Again, I can't stress enough, just don't over tighten these screws, guys, because if you do, you're going to damage your plastic lug. What's for the framework, basically, and you're going to have a load of issues. Okay then, guys, so we've put all the screws in underneath to fix these panels together, but in the instructions it says do not put any screws in that raised lug, which you wouldn't have done that anyway, but this one you may have done that, but I've not, nor either these two here, as this is where we're going to be putting the three projecting, these are the three projecting lugs basically, but this is where we're going to be putting a piece of, I think it's the engine, shortly in the next few instructions. So yeah, don't screw any screws into there, guys, because in the instructions it's saying that one, and that one, but this one, it's not pointing an arrow to, but I wouldn't have thought we'll put one in there. And then, guys, do you remember this? Bit of a weathering we did in one of the videos a couple of weeks back. Now what we're going to do, you've got these projecting lugs here. Now what we're going to do is put this on, but don't screw them together. So that's how that's going to be looking, like that. From the other side it's going to pop, so I'm going to turn it over and let's have a look. But yeah, don't screw these in as yet, guys. You can just rest it there and take a look what it's going to look like. And you have got 4 projecting lugs, as you can see. 1, 2, 3, 4. In the future we're going to be screwing those in, but at the minute it's telling us not to. That's going to be at a later stage. All this so far has taken us to instruction 11 of preparing the engine bay. So what I'm going to do is turn this over, we'll have a look what this looks like, and then we'll crack on completing the first half. Wow, look at that. Don't that look effective? It just basically looks like you're looking into the engine room, which will have a cover on, so you'll lift that up to look inside. But that looks so cool, really cool. It just looks old, been through a lot of wars, all through the galaxies. I love that, it's brilliant. So don't hang about, guys, let's crack on and get the next panel on. Okay, so this is the next panel, and this is BP08, and this is going next to BP09. So we've got to get this lined up. Now in the instructions, every panel you put on is telling you to turn it over and screw the self-tapping screws on each one, guys. Now I'm choosing not to do that. I'm going to put a few panels at a time and then turn it over and put all the screws on at once. So that was instruction 1, 2, 3, and then instruction 4, 5 is about putting this piece, looks like a t-shirt, that, doesn't it? This is BP07, and we want to put this just at the top. So if I just move the camera forward a bit, wants to go just there. Brilliant, look at that. So now we're going to put all the screws on the other side, the self-tapping screws, and attach these panels. So I'm going to get my silver self-tapping screws, put one in each of these holes, get these panels fitted, and once I've done this, guys, I'll be back to fit another panel. Okay then, guys, so that's how we're looking at the minute. Instructions 6, 7, 8 and 9 are all about putting these 2 more panels. So first of all, this is the next one, BP06. I'm going to try a different way, guys. I'm going to try putting it in from this side and then screw it in, and if I can get this on like all the way through, putting these panels in, I'll have a little surprise to see what it looks like, the same with you guys. So I'll leave the reveal to the end when we've got all the panels on. I think that sounds pretty cool, to be fair. So we'll go through it together. So if I just twist that around, this is the next panel we're screwing in with the self-tapping screws. So what I'll do is I'll just put them in for starters And then we'll put the next panel up against this, which I think it's going over at the top or the bottom. We'll have a look in a sec. Alright, so yeah, we'll put that one there. Yeah, I'll tighten these in a minute off camera. Don't want you getting bored, guys. It is a bit tedious just doing all this. But in real time, I've probably hit in about an hour and 45 now. It's took me to do so far. So it's getting a pretty long video. Obviously, I'm not hoping by the time you're watching this, you're not watching it for that amount of time. I'll tweak it a little bit and, you know, make it a bit shorter. So that's all the screws into that panel, BP6. I just find this amazing now, guys. I've had these panels stored in my drawer for years. Well, I say years. It's been a year nearly though. And now I'm putting them together. Brilliant. But that's there in the frame. Still loose at the minute. And now we've got to take BP4 and that is going to go over the edge of that one. So if I just carefully bring this round, line the lugs up. The only thing you've got to do it this way, you've got to make sure you've got the little ridge going with your other panel, or it's not going to be flush to the side. So I might have to have a few sneaky looks just to make sure it's all nice and lined up. But I'll try not to have a good look, guys, and I'll save that moment for you guys also. So yeah, I'm going to put the screws in there and we'll move on to the next panel. So instructions 7 to 9, guys, we've got to fit this panel and this one here. So they're looking. So first of all, we want to fit BP5. Again, you can find that on the back of here, guys. So you've got to get this the right way around. Yeah, I've had to turn it around, guys, because it's getting a bit sketchy to line the panels up, and obviously I want to get this right. So I've had to have a little bit of a spoiler, but I've still not showed you all in full yet, but I will do that at the end of the video, as you know. Give you a nice outro shot so you see how it looks. So that's that panel in. And then next we've got to fit BP3, this one. Now this goes like this. So you've got that little recess hole there and one of those engines which we weathered a couple of weeks ago. It's going to be fitting there, but again, we haven't got to screw those in, guys, just a test fit for now. But this is why I've had to turn it over. Look, you've got to get these little ridges in, or else you're going to be having a whole lot of trouble and it won't look very flush. Which usually, as I'm finding, as you're screwing them in anyway, they do really just fit into place. So you've got probably no worries I haven't of not lining them up properly, but that's how that's looking. So yeah, this is the underside of the frame now, and the same again, guys. We've got to basically screw self-tapping screws into that one, where are we? That one, and so on, and get these panels fitted. So let's get straight into that. And guys, we are, I think now, halfway of plating this framework, which is amazing. That's how it's looking so far, guys. Just lifting my camera up. It's a bit shaky, bear with. But that's literally this side. All the panels are now on. I'm going to keep it a surprise, I think, to show you what it looks like from the top view. Sorry, guys, that's just me being me. But all we've got to do now in this last part of the video, instruction 10.11, is test fit the port recess over the hole plating, which is going to be over here. So we've got to put that into place. But again, we ain't got to screw it, guys. So we've got to get that. It's only gone one way, but there you go. That's how that's going to look. But in a minute, what I'll do, once I've finished all this underside of the panels, I will show you at the end of the video, guys, how these look from the top. So yeah, what we're doing now is preparing the engine bay. But if we've done all this right, basically all this should be looking like this. Now this is where in the video I show you the top side, but because I'm being a bit naughty, you're going to have to wait to the end of the video. So I'm going to move on now and prepare the engine bay area. So instruction 1, by the side of the port corridor, we want to be putting BP25. So again, just find your lugs into these holes. And usually they do click in, so they're not going to fall onto your desk, which is a good thing. And all we've got to do is get this panel screwed in. Again, you can put it on like this, guys, but just be careful that you've got them lined up flush from the top side. You don't want to be screwing them and they're not overlapping right and looking a bit, well, not very good. Usually they do slot into place and they overlap perfectly, but it could be just that time you don't check and then you're going to be having to undo the panels, etc., and you don't want to be doing that. So let me get these self-tap screws in, screw this panel in, and we'll keep on moving, guys, and go on to the next panel. Instruction 2, guys, of preparing the engine bay area. We are now fitting this panel BP26. It's just going above the panel just fitted BP25. So I'll just line that up, put the lugs into the holes, and we'll get that screwed in to the panel. There's always one lug what usually secures it, as you can hear in a minute, pops in. It's not going to drop back off the frame, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, I'll get this screwed to the frame and then we'll move on again to the next panel. We're flying through this, guys, brilliant. Okay, so now we've got panel BP24 and we're on instruction 3 here. This has to go over the edge of BP25, which is this one here. I'm just checking for, yeah. So if we put this in, there's supposed to be a little gap here, guys, so you don't have to go right to the end of the framework. So yeah, push that to the framework and that's looking like that. And then the next instruction 4, we've got BP22 and this has to go against BP26 and 24. Yeah, so now let's get these screwed in. And the next instruction, guys, is for panel BP21 and we've got to put this against BP22 panels and BP24. So let's get that nice and flush. Push the lugs into the frame, which this one's a tight one again. But you know, when they're tight, guys, it's not going to drop off and make life easier. But you've got to remember this frame's very rigid, so it's very stiff to get them put in. But give it a bit of persuasion, guys, it will get the framework into position. And for instruction 6 and 7, guys, we've got to take BP19 and then put this against BP21. And just put that into there like that. Just give it a bit of a push, guys, it will go in. Be careful not to break your lugs though, because then you might have a whole lot of problems. It's really tough to get that one in, that's really hard to get in. It's gone in. Yeah, so that's that panel done. I think that can push in a bit more, to be fair. Screw sort that out. And then BP17, that's got to go by the side of BP19. Yeah, and what I'm just looking at, you do need to leave that gap at the bottom of the framework, which no doubt will make sense further down the line. Let's get some more screws, I'll get them screwed in. And instruction 8, guys, we've got panel BP20. That's got to just be fitted around about here. And once you've got the lugs in again, get that fitted with some self-tap silver screws. And we're nearly there, guys, not far now. Just a few more panels and this monster of an issue is all done. And that's how it's looking so far, guys. I'm going to give you a bit of a tease, turn it over, and this thing's getting heavy. It really is getting heavy. We'll have just a little sneak peek of what we've got left to put on. So yeah, just got this little area here. We've got to put the panels on there, and then we're near enough now to the end of this video. We've got about another 10 instructions, but that's not many, guys. And then this week's video, months for this show, is going to be done. So without hanging about, let's complete the assembly and go to instruction 1 of completing this part of putting the panels onto the framework. And before my voice grows, and now, guys, we've got to take BP23. It's hard to see on the camera, guys, but that's, as I've said before, that's where you get the numbers of your panels. So BP23, which is the first of the 2 vector plates we are applying now to the framework. So as usual, just got to find the lugs into the holes. These do, as you can see, stick out. You've got a lip there because this is where the thrusters are going to be, guys. The back of the Millennium Falcon, I think, if I've got that right. So yeah, there will be a little bit higher from the other layer of the hull plate. So I'm going to turn this around now. Screw these silver easy for me to say, silver self-tapping screws to connect this first of the 2 thrust plates we are applying in today's video. So yeah, I'll just get these screwed in. You've got 4 screws to put in these plates, guys. And the parts what are on top of there, what we did just place on a couple of weeks back, issues back, I think for now they've just got to be applied to one side, put to one side and keep safe, guys. And I would have thought we'll be putting them at a later date. I'm not sure when that'll be. It doesn't say in the instructions at the minute. So that could be like a few issues down the line. It could be near the end of doing this part of the model. I'm not sure. The next one to put on is going to be BP18. Now this is the center thrust plate. So you just pop that on like so. Make sure it's nice and flush with the other plate here. And that takes us all the way through to instruction 6 after screwing these in. And then for instruction 7, we take BP16, which is the last, I think, of the thrust plates, and just apply that to the framework. Again, I've gone through that a bit quick, guys, so I'm just going to screw them all in at the same time, so I keep turning the assembly over. But yeah, do stay tuned to the end, guys, and you can see a nice outro shot of this, how it is looking now from the top view of all the panels. Again, just be persuasive of putting these lugs in, as the framework is rigid. You will get them in, but just be careful not to snap anything as you're doing it. It might be easy putting this side in first, because that seems a bit of a hard one to get in. There we go. Just go with it, guys, you'll be fine. Don't want to go in this one, though. It's popping out as I'm putting them in. Right, so now we've got to screw that up with the self-tapping screws. And all we've got to do now, guys, after this part, we're putting these last 2 thruster plates on, is 2 more panels, and that is it for this week's video, guys. How cool has this week's video been? Love it. So to get these in nice and tight. And coming up next on the channel, I mean, this is going to take a while to edit, guys. It's a big video, this is. But coming up next on the channel, I'm going to do another DB5. And without looking into it too much, I think it is assembling some of the rear seat. So that's going to be cool. Getting all the seats assembled. I mean, we've done the 2 front ones, which is the passenger and the driver's ejector seat. Which the ejector seat was the last video we did. And now, like I say, we're doing the rear seat also. Do you know what, with the DB5, I can't wait to start doing the body on it. Like we've done one door, if you want to check that out, it's in the playlist, guys, but I mean doing the body panels, etc. Seeing some glossiness in this DB5 from the Gora models. So yeah, that's up on the channel now, guys, you can check that out. Feel free to do so. And let's sort this one out, because it keeps popping out. I think what I might have to do, if it ain't going to go in, is turn the frame. Hang on, I think we've got that. Yeah, there was a lug there what was finding hard to get in. I think we've won that one now, guys. Let's just see if this will screw it in. Yeah, we've got that. Wicked. And last screw for the last of the thrust plates. And that's all 3 thrust plates fitted. Yeah, in total, I've filmed this over 2 or 3 days, and real time, it's probably took roughly 3 hours. Big video, guys. It's not hard, it's just very time consuming. Putting the panels on, finding the right panels, screwing all the screws in over it, which is probably near 50 screws maybe. But yeah, hopefully this video when you watch it's a lot shorter than that. Applying these 3 thrust plates has taken us all the way now up to instruction 7, and for instruction 8 we've got to take this panel next, which is BP14. So if I just bring this round a sec. Brilliant. And then this has to go at the bottom here. Again, you know the score now, guys. Get your lugs into the framework. Make sure they're all in. And when you're happy to do so, go and connect it to the frame. Yeah, it's getting very rigid now, as I say, but it's going to do that because it's like stretching the frame where it needs to be now. But once they're in, it's all good. As you can see, that's all in, nice and flush. And again, I know you're probably getting bored of this now. Take your self-tapping screws, guys, and get that panel screwed into the frame. Little tip there, if you find that it's pushing towards your table and coming off the frame, just hold it from underneath with your other fingers. Give it a bit of a secure presence to the framework, and then you'll find it won't drop off the frame and while you're screwing your screws in. So I'm going to get this done because I don't want to bore you anymore. We keep screwing these panels in, and then we'll put in the last panel onto the framework today. After this long video, we are now putting the last panel on, BP15, just into this area here. And then I'm going to turn the assembly over. I'm going to put just a test fit of the engine room bit, like where the engines are. I don't know if I'm using the right word there, but you know what I mean. And I'm going to see how they look, and then that will be it for today's video. These are very tight to put in now, guys, as I keep saying, but just to go with it, give them a good push, and they will click in to place like that. That's what you need to do. As I say, it's getting this rigid frame where it needs to be. But once you give them a good push, guys, they will settle in. So you can apply your silver self-tap screw again. Make sure you hold it from underneath because you will push them down and screw them in. And hopefully, I think I will now. I'm going to get through doing this video without my voice packing up. It's held out, thereabouts. Yeah, I think I've got a sore throat coming or something, guys, but hey, show must go on. So yeah, just 2 more screws for the last panel of this lower frame and the first level of panels on. I would have thought we'd be putting a lot of detailing on now, a lot of extra bits over the coming issues. And I think I've said this earlier in the video, it's been that long I can't remember if I said it at the beginning of the video or another issue, I'm not sure. But guys, there is only 100 issues of this build, and we're now hitting near enough the last milestone, halfway there, if that makes sense. So not long now, guys. And the dilemma I've got then is where am I going to put it? I would love it when I'm doing the intros and outros to put it above my head somewhere. Maybe move things about in the YouTube studio. I'll find a way. I'll put it somewhere. but that's my aim, to have it on show. As this is going to be one of my favourites. As a massive Star Wars fan, but I'll find somewhere to put it. So you cannot either get the bracket, what will go off the wall like a TV sort of bracket, or you could have it hanging from the ceiling. So I'll have to sort that out. That's a nice dilemma to be in. But yeah, this is the last panel fitted then, guys. So what I've got to do now, just off camera, is make sure that all these screws are nice and tight, because we don't want any panels falling off. And then I'll turn it over and show you a nice outro. Okay then, guys, I've taken my camera off the little tripod as promised. Here's a little dry fit look of these little engines. Look at the detail on that, guys. How cool does that pop? Quickly, that back one. Brilliant. I'm going to leave it there then, guys. I'll give you a nice outro now at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. Do appreciate your support, guys. Hope you've enjoyed this very long video and rewarding. Look at it, all these panels, brilliant. Absolutely love it. But yeah, I'm going to leave it there, guys, because it's been a massive video. I've enjoyed every bit of it though. Hope you guys have. Give us a big like, guys. Would really appreciate that. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Wow. And breathe. That was a huge video, guys. Brilliant video. We've put the first layer of the plating onto the lower framework, and there'll be more to come in the next issue, guys. Issue 47. So come back for that, guys. So if you're not already subscribed, just click that subscribe button, and after doing that, press the bell notification. You have not got to worry at all then about missing any videos on my channel. They'll just pop up on your screen telling you that there's a new video up for whatever build you want to follow, guys. Whether it's the DB5, Millennium, Falcon, Titanic, James Bond DB5, anything, guys. It'll come up on your device as soon as I post one up. So just press that bell notification. You've got nothing to worry about. Do appreciate you guys. Thanks for all your support. Hope you liked today's video. If you did, give us a big thumbs up. Would really appreciate that. And remember, if you haven't, click that subscribe button, guys. It's all free and it's all good fun. But for now, that is it for the Millennium Falcon from Fanhome. See you in the next one. Take care. Peace.